Another update for the Power Wagon. Basically, I'm going to be adding a little track system. So before, whenever I would install the GPS, I just either had it suction cupped to the window, which I really didn't like, or on my last vehicle and this vehicle now, I have a little dash mount. It's got 3M tape and it just kind of sticks on there. And then of course you run the cord up to it. It works well, it's pretty steady. However, it doesn't give me a lot of adjustability as far as where I actually want to have the GPS mounted. And on top of that, it doesn't give me the opportunity to move it later. So, for example, in here, I do want to add either a phone or an iPad mount for running like larger maps or that kind of thing off-road, or even a monitor so I can kind of see under and in front of the vehicle. And so I won't really have an easy way of adjusting and figuring out where all of those need to go. However, there's this cool system that I was able to find. It is called the RAM mount system, which is kind of coincidental since it's called RAM and we're in RAM. But these are not RAM specific. It basically works with any vehicle, boat, kayak, car, anything like that. So basically they've got this cool track system. They come in different lengths. This is the 14-inch, but the 12-inch track version. And you basically bolt it down and you get these cool little things that screw on here, and then you can adjust them. So as you see fit, and when you need to move things, you can. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that installed in the dash here and figure out, of course, best placement for it and get the GPS popped on there. And then I'll have adjustability, be able to move it around when I need, but it still looks pretty good and it doesn't hopefully look too tacky with a bunch of suction cups or other things stuck to the dashboard. And here is the actual dash panel here for the radio pulled out, and basically going to line this thing up and figure out where that needs to be, clamp it down, drill some holes, and I picked up some nuts and bolts, so those will be attached on here to keep this bolted down, and then we'll put it back in the truck and test fit. Everything is now measured out, and I swung by Ace Hardware and picked up some nuts and bolts and washers. So I'm about to drill some holes here, so hopefully everything is lined up. Obviously measure 35 times and drill once. Test fitment was a success. I did end up having to trim some of the screws on the very top that are on here. You can see the screws under there holding that on. And now the only thing I need to do is run a power cable, which I'm going to tap into the 12-volt cigarette lighter right here, and run all the wiring kind of up and behind here, and drill a hole and snake it out of the top. And then we'll be all set with everything hidden and the mount all ready. Hole is drilled, power cable is now run, so it snakes back behind the radio and plugs into the cigarette lighter, so that way it'll turn on and off with the truck. And now I'm getting ready here to pop the front piece back on, and it should be good. Here is the RAM mount fully set up and ready to go. So you can see on the back here, to adjust it, you just loosen that a little bit, and then you can move the GPS however you want. Now on top of that, there's this cool little ball system, so I'll show you that here. So what I was talking about before is this little ball is locked in place right now. However, if you just unscrew it a little bit, you can move it around. And then in the middle part here, you've got a larger opening so you can get that in and out. And then you basically slide it to wherever you want. And then you just tighten it down and you're all set. And then of course you use this piece, clamps on there, and they make a bajillion different attachments so you can hook up all sorts of stuff. GPS, monitors, phone, tablet mounts, everything else basically that you can think of, GoPros and whatnot. So I'll be able to add more of those as we expand here. And when we start putting more gadgets in here, then we'll have a spot to mount them. So we'll have the GPS and probably iPad and GoPro mount and everything else. So really pretty cool system here.